Okay, I've spent quite a substantial amount of time going over the new light meter. I think I've got like 6 light meters now. I even got my original light meter from photography school from, Jesus, 1991, 92. By the way, if you want a really great cheap light meter, you get a Minolta 4F meter for like $130 roughly on eBay, and also do flash measurements, which is what 80% of light meters are for. This is also a centimeter, however I'm never going to use it for that. This is a new SEKONIC 858 light meter. This is a previous model, the 758. You'll notice there are basically only 3 buttons on this thing. The power button doesn't count. We have a meter button, memory button, and a menu button. Everything else is touch screen. Over here you'll notice we have a lot of buttons. It's like cracking a safe, even with the familiarity that I have with the 758 to use it. They both have incident meters and 1-degree spot meters, i.e. reflectance meters. This one does have a touch screen. It's like an iPad, as opposed to a computer. The owner's manual on both of these is equally as complicated, just as an iPad can be complicated as far as what you could do with it. It is $600. It does not come with the power module right back here, which is an additional $116. Does run off now off of 2 AA batteries instead of a 1, 2, 3 battery, which is basically like a Surefire battery on the 758 unit. Let me hit this. I've gone into, here we go, flash duration mode. This is also the world's first. I was on a delay there for a few minutes before I made this video. I'm actually triggering this through the Pocket Wizard, which is hooked into a PC connector into the old Nikon Speedlight. This is the world's first meter, and it is insanely accurate. It measures not only milliseconds, but microseconds, which is millionths of a second. Gives me flash duration time on power output. Like right now I'm on 1/64th power at the flash duration T1 time, and T1 time is what it takes for 90% of the pulse. It also gives you a graph of the power output. Oh my God, check out the next video. I've got some interesting information. I'm the first consumer in the world, other than SEKONIC. I mean, there are some huge devices, some expensive devices to measure flash duration, but this is the first little simple device to measure flash duration on Earth. So all those people out there that were wondering why they turned up the power and they weren't able to change the exposure, this is going to be a great teaching tool for that. I mean, I didn't buy it as a teaching tool, but it will be a great ancillary product as a teaching tool. So the flash duration at 1/64th power on this particular Speedlight is 1/14,300th of a second. Yes, however, this is IGBT flash control where circuitry actually abruptly cuts off power supply. The more you increase the power towards, let me say, for example, I'm in standby mode here. Let's go to, say, 1/8 power. So that was 1/14,000th. Now we're at 1/4000th of a second at 1/8 power. So, and as I climb to to full blast or to half power, I'm going to get it at like 1/800th of a second. That's 90% of flash duration. So this is the world's first flash, not only that will let me do flash duration time, it is also the world's first light meter, let me do flash duration, but it's also the world's first meter that will do pulsed high-speed sync capability. These are all the different menu options that I have, of which I'm only going to use 4 of those. The also great addition on this, not only do I have aperture priority, I have shutter priority, but I also have ISO priority. In addition to this, over the 758 unit, I have 10 programmable calibration channels. Right now, let me go here. Calibration channels. I just go to Set Exposure Profile, have Fuji X-T2, Nikon D500, Nikon D810, and the Nikon D3 profiled in here with the profiling that I did to match up the exposure profiles on those particular cameras. So when I choose one right now, it's set for Nikon D500. I have known clipping points, so this meter is perfectly calibrated for the clipping points for whichever particular camera that I'm using. The really important thing, plus the awesome fact that I can actually now do a flash duration time as well as high-speed sync flash photography, is the fact that this is infinitely faster. I only have 3 buttons on this thing. I have a measure, I have memory mode, and then I have a menu button. That's it. Everything else is touchscreen. As you can see right here, all I have to do is just like I'm rolling a wheel on my finger to change shutter speed, and rolling a wheel on my finger to change the ISO. When I do that, by the way, flash duration doesn't change. Right now I'm in a flash duration testing mode, which is also coupled with giving me the aperture priority for what I'm doing, so I could ignore that and have this on. I would actually want to keep this on all the time. There's no reason to take it out of there because I'm always in aperture priority and testing speed light and the strobe output exposure values for what my correct aperture needs to be. Right now I've gone into, there we go. There we go. Pocket Wizard's timeout after about 2 minutes. So much faster than the 758. Retractable dome head, same as the 758, 1 degree spot meter. All I have to actually do is hit my button right down here at the center. Let me go into that priority, lock, reflectance, and I can also use this. There's an actual meter reading inside here, and I could actually use this for flash meter reading, both in aperture priority, shutter priority, for use with any strobe or speed light. I've been desperately waiting for this unit. This is so much better than the 758 is. It's also about a ½ inch taller, no big deal, just about as thick. They do not come with the radio modules. The radio modules also are not interchangeable. The only real pisser on this unit, for some reason, SEKONIC really screwed the pooch, and I can actually say that, screwed the pooch on this unit, is not including the sync cable for camera calibration. It's like a $4 cable. Basically it would have been $1 for them, and they should have included it with this meter. Lucky for them, I actually had the cable that came with this. This meter turned out to be a lot faster and a lot better than I thought. The user manual for this, if you've never had a professional light meter, is incredibly deep. It's an understatement. Very deep. The camera calibration PDF manual is incredibly huge. However, it can be easily simplified. I've already made videos on camera calibration. It's absolutely no different to calibrate your camera and upload the settings into the meter than it was on the 758. Exact same settings. Absolutely nothing on that has changed at all. There we go. And there we go. Da-da-da. High-speed sync. So that's it. That's the SEKONIC 858. Let me know if you have any questions on this particular meter. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I've actually been racking my brain. Thankfully, like I said, I don't have to buy 1, 2, 3 batteries anymore. This one takes just a couple standard AA batteries, which is a godsend, quite frankly. And there we go. I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to say about the SEKONIC 858. Have incident meter, 1 degree spot, same as the 758, a lot faster to use. The world's first professional light meter that will do high-speed sync capabilities as well as flash duration. Flash duration is incredibly important to know what. You could also, very importantly, I knew I'd forgotten about this. You could also set your T1 time, or you set it for T5 time. T5 is 50% of a flash pulse. T1 time is basically the total amount of flash. However, it's specifically 90% of the flash pulse to occur. But you can also set it for T9, T8, T7, whatever sort of a duration you want for whatever sort of high-speed sync, leaf shutter use, or whatever sort of. It also lets me know when the pulse is set as far as how it's going to affect subject smear on any moving subject to let me isolate the subject. That way I know my flash duration time and where it's actually occurring when it's fired. This is going to be a great tool. I've been so happy with this unit. It actually turns out better than I thought. The only thing SEKONIC screwed up on is not including the damn cable. with the unit, which was incredibly, let's just say incredibly stupid. Let's call it that way. Let's call it incredibly stupid. There we go. And hit. We do it again with my eyes closed because I don't like flashes going directly into the back of my retinas. Yeah, and also, very, very surprisingly, the flash duration analysis is extremely consistent. I thought it would be pretty accurate, but it turns out to be incredibly accurate on flash duration analysis. Right there is 1/4120th, 4040, so plus or minus very negligible variance. Really awesome light meter, and so much simpler than this. I mean, this is I'm very familiar with this light meter. I've dropped it a few times. It's gotten a lot of use, but all the function buttons that have to be hit and touched and pushed and prodded, I mean, it's like cracking a goddamn safe to use the 758 light meter. I'm not going to get rid of it. Also, something else that they screwed up on is that I also have a Pocket Wizard module back here. They're not interchangeable. You see, this one takes a 1, 2, 3 battery, and this is the Pocket Wizard module. They're not. I thought, well, I'm going to take the Pocket Wizard module out of this one and stick it. Oh no, we have to come up with a new Pocket Wizard module. It's like, really? What the hell? What the hell? Really? So that's kind of stupid and lame. There might be some technical reason for that. None that I could actually think of, but anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video and drop me a buck or two. This is the world's first consumer review of the SEKONIC 858. Really shocking on this was how accurate flash duration is, and really shocking on this particular meter is how much bleeping faster it is to use than the 758. And I'm very, very familiar with the 758. This has seen a lot of use, and I've dropped it several times, and it's scratched to hell. $600, and also you can get the Photox/Ellen Chrome module, which I have no damn use for, and you could use that in place of the Pocket Wizard module. The Pocket Wizard one is the only one that I want. Timed out once again. I love doing that. Damn Pocket Wizards. There we go. So that's it, folks. That's the SEKONIC 858. I'm really tired, but this video is thorough. I might have paused there for a second or two throughout this video, but at least I made it complete. And I have thoroughly reviewed and used this the SEKONIC 858 to its full potential already. I mean, I've been cranking on this thing nonstop since I got it in my grubby little hands. Thanks to SEKONIC, and SEKONIC, stick in the damn cable, the USB cable, the $1 USB cable that should have been in this box. I mean, what the hell's wrong with you? It's like a $1 USB cable. Stick it in the box with the meter, for Christ's sakes, huh? Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.